The first time I heard that heavy pounding on my front door, I honestly thought it was just another Karen move, probably another petty HOA warning about trash cans or the lawn. But within seconds, I realized this was different. The pounding was aggressive, deliberate. Then the voices came. "Open the door. This is HOA enforcement." My chest tightened. My little girl froze in the hallway, clutching her stuffed fox. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a letter. This wasn't a fine. These people were pretending to be law enforcement. Through the glass, I caught a glimpse. Black gloves, cheap nylon tactical vests with crooked letters reading HOA security. That's when my blood boiled. This wasn't just harassment. This was trespassing. Maybe even kidnapping. I whispered to my daughter, "Go back, sweetheart." My voice wasn't shaking from fear. It was rage. Because this time, they weren't after money. Then I heard one of them mutter, "Grab the kid, he'll pay then." That was it. I pulled out my phone, sent one single code word to my group chat. What they didn't know was that my guys, my brothers, were already staged 2 houses down. We've been keeping tabs on these HOA thugs ever since a neighbor tipped us off. Tonight, they picked the wrong house. I cracked the door just a bit and kept my body behind the frame. Calmly, I asked, "What do you think you're doing?" The guy in front leaned in. I could smell the stale cigarettes on his breath. He sneered, "Pay your fines, or we take what matters." His eyes shifted toward the window where my daughter's shadow had just crossed the blinds. My hand clenched around the doorframe. "Big mistake," I whispered. And then, boom! The back gate swung open. My team slid in like shadows. No shouting, no Hollywood drama. Just swift, silent efficiency. In seconds, the so-called enforcers were face down on my porch, wrists zip-tied, their dollar store costumes crumpled in the dirt. I stepped outside. The neighbors peeked from their curtains, some filming, some gasping. I crouched down, looked straight at the ringleader. "Who sent you?" I barked. Blood dripped from his lip as he spat. "The board. They told us to handle it." Of course, the HOA board. The same petty tyrants who once fined me because my trash bins were visible for 3 minutes after pickup. The same ones who sent me a violation notice because my mailbox was the wrong shade of black. And now, they'd escalated from paper notices to hired muscle. A few nights later, the emergency HOA meeting was packed. Neighbors filled every seat. Karen, the brittle-haired president, stood at the front, her voice shaking. "We never authorized this," she insisted. That's when I stood up and hit play on the body cam. Her voice filled the room. "If he won't pay, scare him. Grab the girl if you have to." The silence was suffocating. Then gasps, curses, shouting. Neighbors began yelling about their own harassment. Karen's face went pale, then blotchy red. She shrieked, "That's taken out of context!" I slammed the table. "Context? You ordered men to take my daughter." The room erupted. Her power was slipping away, right there in front of everyone. 2 weeks later, karma hit harder than my lawsuit ever could. Karen was arrested, not for my case, but for embezzlement. Turns out she'd been siphoning HOA funds into her personal account for years. The thugs? She paid them cash. And when the audit surfaced, her empire crumbled. The day they hauled her off in cuffs, the whole neighborhood lined the street, phones out, people cheering. One kid shouted, "Bye, Karen!" and the block erupted in laughter. I stood on my porch, daughter in my arms, and watched as she tried to keep her chin high in the squad car. The sweat running down her face told the truth. She wasn't in control anymore. Yes, I won. Yes, she lost everything. Her position, her money, her power. But even now, at night, I still hear that first knock. My daughter still wakes up clutching her fox, scared from nightmares. And that's what burns me most. So yeah, it started over $100 fine. But the lesson here? You don't threaten a family and expect to walk away. Not in this neighborhood. Not with me watching. Because the next time someone tries it, my team will be ready.